It's amazing. We were watching them 2 days ago practice completing a bunch of balls, and you sit there and you forget sometimes that that's Dylan and Danny's fourth practice in college going against these guys. And they're still able to have the poise and the footwork and the timing in their brains and the knowledge of the system already to get completions, because it's hard to do, especially against our defense moving around like they do. I think that they're ahead of schedule. You know, the good thing about those guys is they're competitors and they work their butts off on the field and off the field to make sure when they do get on the field, they understand what's going on and where everybody's going to be.
The Black Shirts are poised to be one of the best units in the country.
I asked the defensive staff, I was like, man, are we any good? Like, I don't know right now, if we're any good. And they're like, Coach, we're doing stuff now that we were doing at the end of the season last year, so it's not even close in that regards. Coach Rule said it best, it's not necessarily what you do, it's how you do it. How are we running to the ball? How are we taking on blocks? How are we tackling? Those are the things that necessarily now, instead of teaching it, you're just holding the standard right there, and showing them every day. And so I think it's turned away from the X's and O's part of it, even though we're installing still in the plays, but it's now more so of how we do things and making sure every single guy that takes that field and lines up and understands that there is a way we are going to play defensive football here, period.
The offense will lean on a deep group of running backs.
I've seen what Ramir can do. I've seen Gabe at his best. We saw Emmett evolving into a guy that could take games over. I'm a big fan of Ives. The things I see that are positive are really positive. I think a lot of that's going to come to fruition in the fall. If you're a team to me that has just one back that you play and he has 25 plus carries, you're not doing right by him, because he's going to be all beat up when it's his chance to go to the NFL. We've always wanted to have 20 carry back and a 12 carry back and then a third. We want to play three guys, and we certainly look like we have enough guys to do that.
It's time for Cornhuskers football on the Huskers Radio Network.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
The Nebraska Spring Football Game is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Now, live from Acres Broadcast Center, here's Jessica Coody.
Well, good morning and happy game day, Husker Nation. We are less than 2 hours out from kickoff in the annual Red and White Spring Game presented by FNBO. We welcome you inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center inside Memorial Stadium for our pregame show leading up to kickoff coming up at 11 a.m. I'm Jessica Coody, joined this morning by the national champion Damon Benning. And, I had written and open talking about football and scrimmages in year two for Matt Rule, but it just doesn't seem fitting to start with anything other than we are thinking about those that were affected by the storms and the tornadoes yesterday. Some of the videos and pictures that came out are just heartbreaking. I know, Damon, it hit close to you, and so we just wanted to start off with thoughts and prayers to those that were affected across the state.
Yeah, classy, and I echo those sentiments. It was a scary stretch, and we get back, we'll assess what's going on with the roof and whatever else happened, but we got our health, and that was the most important thing, and there are some people out there that didn't, and so I just want to make sure that it's not just move on and onward and upward. It's we're thinking of you, and whatever folks need, well, let's rally and be there for one another.
Absolutely. And you look at this roster and you look at even potential guys that could potentially join the roster, and the amount of recruits and current players that have families that are close to that area, your son being one of those. Yeah. And you had posted on your social media that this staff was just so quick to reach out and check on everybody and make sure you guys were good.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was actually shocked. Because they have their own families, and you have your immediate players here, and just from the support staff to the Nebraska football staff, coaches, hey, are you good? Everything okay? Just want to check in. And it was almost to a man, and I'm just thinking, I doubt we're just the special ones. If this is the amount of concern that they put into those that are close to them, they've got a long night ahead of them, but it was very, very much appreciated, especially, JC, on the heels of what's going on today. You've got recruits in town. It's busy.
Yeah.
They are go, go, go. So for them to take the time was incredible. Coach Rule had his parents and his daughter still in Omaha, so I know that had to be stressful. It just tough time, but it's what Nebraskans do. We rally.
Absolutely. We will rally, but just wanted to say that our thoughts and prayers, and we are thinking about all those that are affected. But 2 hours, less than 2 hours now from kickoff, coming up for spring game number 2 for Matt Rule and this coaching staff. You've been out to practices. How does it feel different leading up to this spring game than it did a year ago?
So I think just the protocol is a lot more crisp. It's sharp. Mm-hmm. Even though, I did a head count a couple of weeks ago of players that this was either their first or second spring. It's staggering. It's obviously the coaches only their second spring, but they just haven't been through it.
Yeah.
And so to see it kind of come to fruition today, and Coach Rule and that staff, they want it to be a celebration of their efforts. And he's very quick to keep it in perspective, right? Winter is to get ready for spring. Spring is to get ready for summer. Summer is to put you in position to have a meaningful fall. So I like that he keeps it in perspective.
Yeah, it is crazy, the mix, when you look at this roster, because there are a lot of veteran guys that have been around and played a lot of football, but then there are a lot of young guys. How do you expect that to, I guess, come to fruition? How do you expect that to look on a spring game day when a lot of these older guys are not going to be out on the field today?
Well, it'll be pretty cool, because I think we'll have a better idea going forward on how to gauge spring by if it lends itself to wins in the fall. Right, there was once upon a time where spring games were held with the utmost, oh my gosh, I have to see it, I want to get a glimpse of the young guy, or this, that, and the other, because you knew it led to positive results in the fall. If this can be a spring that gives you a peek into a successful fall, people will know how to digest spring football. They know that it will be an integral part of what's going to happen in the fall. But since fall hasn't yielded any positive results in a long time, we don't really know how to take spring.
Yeah.
So hopefully these guys embrace it as just a stepping stone or a piece to the blocks of yep, this matters, and it's going to matter because this will give you a snapshot into what's gonna happen in the fall.
What kind of competition are you expecting? What kind of game? Scrimmage, because I mean you don't want to show a lot, obviously, in a spring game. It's going to be on TV, but I guess how do you expect it to look, the layout of it, and what Coach Rule is going to challenge these guys to do today?
Well, I know they want to play football. Mm-hmm. I think he has an idea in his head that he wants to be respectful of the fans and the state and what football is supposed to look like, and it's just who he is, right? I mean, you're around him all the time. It's just like he wants competitive environments, and so I think he's going to make this as competitive as he can. Now, he did kind of mention the air raid thing and not sure how much they'll run the football. And I don't know. I guess we'll see. Some of that I felt like, and you'll know right away because you're so close to it, but is it the health of the running backs? Is it because he has so many young wide receivers and young DBs where he's like, okay, this will give me a good gauge of where we're at to go with our young quarterbacks? Maybe that's part of the deal. And I could see that being the case because – I mean, you're going to have some Bly Hills and some Jeremiah Charles and Ramir Stewarts and some of these guys where you're like, oh, how do they look going against Corey Barney or, a year 1.5 Jalen Lloyd or somebody like that. So I expect it to be pretty competitive.
Okay, so if you go back to last season, if you ask the offensive staff, one of the first things they'll tell you is we got to take better care of the football. If you ask the defensive staff, one of the first things they'll tell you is we got to take it away more. How do you balance when you're watching this spring game today, being excited about a takeaway, but then also not being upset about turning the ball over?
Yeah, if I'm a coach, if I'm coaching these guys, I want ball security. I don't want to see balls on the carpet. I don't want to see any interceptions. And the defense has just got to hang in there and say, hey, you know what, when the season starts, we'll get those. Because I think Coach Rule kind of gave us a snippet into what he was thinking. He said it jokingly, but I think he was serious when he said, hey, listen, if I was Nebraska fans, I'd keep the ball off the carpet. I don't want to see any turnovers. Like, start there. Because he's been talking about turnovers since the end of last season. And he didn't just say, hey, we don't want to be minus 17. He said we want to go plus in the turnover margin. That is a huge turnaround if that's your goal. So you better start with that today, because we saw last spring, it was some ominous foreshadowing that went on, didn't it, with the balls on the carpet?
Yeah.
and it happened a lot in the fall.
Well, certainly Tony White's defense and year number one were impressive. They were locked down so many throughout so many games last season. But, talking with players throughout the spring, it's just there's this elevated sense of confidence, but also this hunger. They are by no means satisfied. And so how have you seen that taken up a notch this spring, being that, hey, the standard is not what we did last year is not good enough. So we want to be even better. We want to be even where we're talking about being potentially the best defense in the nation, not just one of the best.
Yeah, I think it starts with saying it out loud, right? If that's your goal, then you got to be willing to do all the things that can get you there. And that starts with Monday through Friday, right? Attention to detail. You want to get off the field on third down. You want to get more takeaways. You weren't perfect, right? You look at the stats and you start nitpicking. And plus, what do some of the critics say? Some of the critics will say, hey, listen, it's not like you were going against great offenses a year ago. We'll see if this is for real. So they've got plenty to be motivated about, and I think that their attention to detail will really help them out.
So Marcus Satterfield moves to the tight ends. Glenn Thomas is brought in to coach the quarterbacks. But how have you seen Marcus Satterfield and just taking another step with this offense and being able to work with the tight ends and again, continuing to build off of what they established a year ago?
Yeah, you always want to be the position group that has your coach as the offensive coordinator, because you're going to probably tend to benefit, even if it's subconscious, right? Because who knows that group better than the person coaching them? So when you're talking about offensive philosophy and scheme, you hope to see tight ends incorporated more. Plus, the addition of the communications in the headsets is a lot more freeing for coaches, right? It's just you're not as apt to get stuff lost in translation, so you can relax a little bit. And he's not on his third or fourth offense within the season. This is an offense like last year. This is an offense that they sat down in the offseason, they looked at their personnel, and they were able to build together based on the personnel that they've got right now. So I think you'll see a lot more relaxed Coach Satterfield, and maybe even some more tight end involvement just by, like I said, the subconscious of having that creep in.
Sonny, you mentioned the communication in the headsets when the freshman quarterbacks, because that was something that was utilized throughout practice. They already had the technology. Jay Terry, his staff, incredible. We say that a lot.
He's amazing.
Yeah, they were utilizing it in practice a year ago. They already had all the equipment, all of that. But for those young freshmen that have never experienced that, they were telling me it was really weird. And then even for those defensive players that had not experienced that before, even Isaac Gifford, John Bullock, those guys too. It's different, but they certainly can tell the difference of how that's helped them communicate at the line of scrimmage. And even Tony White said there's no doubt that it helps those guys really manage things when they're up there, when it can be kind of chaotic.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good example that I try to tell people in our industry is just, you remember the first couple times you're talking and you're doing interviews and you have people in your IFB, right? Hey, 30 seconds. Hey, wrap it up. Hey, one more. Another 90 seconds. Ooh, nice. Stay right there. Move to your right. And yet you're still doing your thing, right? So it's like the more that you can get used to multitasking in your own head, the better results you're going to get from having people communicate to you all the time. All that glitters isn't gold, especially early. Sometimes it's like, okay, I got it. Like, let me just do my thing. Zip it. But once you get acclimated to people being in your ear as you're doing something, it can be a beautiful tool.
Colio's pretty good about not talking too much in your head.
So he's fantastic, right? So sometimes we'll be going to break or I can hear you during a broadcast when you're on the sideline. So and I can say to Sharpe, Jessica will probably know, or you'll cue us in while we're actually going through a play, so we'll know what's happening. Like those little things, they're so beneficial if you're okay with people talking at the same time.
Well, he's not talking to me, but I know he's sending me wavelengths that I need to get to my first break here.
Should I tell a joke and get him distracted? we need a 22-minute open, so he has to scramble. It's not as much fun when he's relaxed.
I know. Well, we're glad to all be back together here in studio. And again, we're leading you up to kickoff in the annual spring game. And before we'll hand things over to Greg Sharpe to call the game, but we got lots coming up for you here on game day. You actually made me, you put out the suggestion to chat with John Bullock for our Cornhusker conversation.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk to the linebacker here coming up in just a few minutes. And Coach Roll will join Greg for an exclusive pregame interview as well. So we're just getting started. Much more to come. Keep it here on our Huskers Radio Network pregame show leading up to kickoff in the annual Red and White Spring Game.
Today's Spring Game broadcast is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. Ford. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas Equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance at your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to claas.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting Teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Leave running up and down the field to the guys in scarlet and cream this season and monitor your irrigation system remotely with FieldNet. Easily installed on any brand or age of pivot, FieldNet lets you monitor irrigation from anywhere, whether home or away, right from your phone or tablet. Check out the newly redesigned platform, making irrigation management easier than ever. See your local Zematic dealer or visit myfieldnet.com to learn how you can kick off your best season yet.
This is Big Red Football.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting Teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas Equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance at your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to claas.com.
Elections are right around the corner. If you want to make sure your voice is heard, it's more important than ever to know how, when, and where to vote. That's why AARP created an election guide that includes information on how to register, where to vote, and key voting deadlines. Stay informed so you can make your voice heard in the upcoming election.
Learn more at aarp.org/NE-votes.
From sunup to sundown, you're in the field working hard to get the job done, and you deserve equipment that's right there with you. The Brandt high-speed disc is purpose-built to take on your longest days with heavy-duty components and robust construction that delivers legendary dependability. And with a $7,000 rebate on now, there's never been a better time to bring your operation up to speed. For details, visit brandt.ca.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
This is the Husker Football Red-White Spring Game, presented by Sarpy County Tourism. Plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network pregame show leading up to the annual Red and White Spring Game. And our pregame show is brought to you in part by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com for all your truck, SUV, and electric vehicle needs. Alongside Damon Benning, I'm Jessica Coody, and we talked a lot about the football part of it, and obviously giving the fans a glimpse of this team is always important, but it's become quite the recruiting weekend too. Just how big is this day for this program?
I'm shocked, and you know this from being around so long at your previous stops. Isn't it weird how this time of the year has become the big? I mean, you're seeing OVs in May.
Yeah.
June. And it used to be, especially around here, hey, they need the game day experience. They need the game day experience. They need the game day experience. And so you're always worried if you weren't getting guys in season, but it wasn't always, you get a Friday, Saturday turnaround, and we would be worried about kick times and stuff like that. And can they get in and flying into Omaha and Lincoln? And now it's just has been this seamless transition of this is a crucial time. And I think for Coach Rule and his staff and his recruiting department, they understand if you want people on campus to get a real glimpse of what programs are like, it's not the game day experience, right? There's only 7 of those during a year for an incoming freshman, right? There's other things that go on other than those home games during the course of a year. So he's big into not wanting people to get a false sense of security. He wants people to see the campus for what it is and being able to pay attention to detail and come to practice and hang out when it's not all the fanfare and frill. And this is they have some fellas in this weekend, so it's been pretty cool, and hopefully the weather hasn't scared too many people off from this being a great place to be, but this is a big day for Nebraska.
Certainly helps, though, to have over what they're expecting, over 60,000 in for a spring game. That doesn't happen everywhere.
No, and it's easy to get spoiled, and again, I joked about it, but I was serious. It will be nice if Nebraska can start to string together some winning seasons, because then spring, with the level of importance they put on it, fans will know how to digest it as a precursor, and they'll start to see that the results in the offseason really do correlate to the fall. We're not quite there yet, so we don't really know how to treat this as a scrimmage, but with a few wins in the fall, it will restore its rightful place as a pretty big day.
Well, look at that. We're 24 almost minutes into this thing, and I'm just now bringing up the quarterbacks, which is what I know a lot of people are excited to see. But, going through a quarterback battle this spring, and certainly nobody will have the title after today. But for those 3 guys, what is this coaching staff looking for when they take the field today in front of this crowd?
I'll tell you, number one, it's not a coaching cliche. It is real, especially when you go minus 17 in the turnover takeaway department. Take care of the football, especially in the money zone. You get inside the 30-yard line, inside the 20-yard line. If you're putting drives together, take care of the football. They won't be live today, but even in scrambling, ball security, where am I going with the football and how quickly am I doing it? And the cool thing about this group is it's almost counterintuitive. I think you start with Harburg to gauge development because we've seen him. Right, so we'll know right away, he looks blank compared to last year.
Yeah.
And then probably the next guy, because he's local and a lot of people have seen him in high school, would be Caitlin. The guy we know the least about in terms of his film versus his star ratings is Raiola, right? Because most people haven't seen him in live game action. Even the Polynesian Bowl was just a scrimmage, and it was just kind of okay, right? So I do like the fact that it's kind of in reverse order from what I think most fans want to see happen in terms of quarterback development. But for those 3 guys, it starts with taking care of the football. And when you break the huddle and you're getting that information in your headsets, how smooth of an operator can you be pre-snap? That's one of the cool things about young guys.
So when you've been taking in practice over these last few weeks, what position group has impressed you the most, that you might be most excited to see how it comes to fruition out on the field today?
So I'm going to start, I think, wide receivers. They worked hard, and Coach Rule, he always fancies himself as a lifelong learner. He said something the other day I thought was interesting, because I watched his receivers track balls. And, he'd had those couple of press conferences where he talked about they dropped too many balls a year ago and running through catches and tracking balls in the air. He said something that caught me off guard originally, but then I listened to it. He said, I was never a really big pat and go guy. Like I thought it was a waste of time. I haven't done it in 15 years. And it's just simply warming up with a little bit of speed. Quarterbacks put some loft into the ball. Receivers run and track it. And sometimes, I get it, it can be kind of a little for show thing. But he said, we started doing pat and goes this year for the first time. He said, I think it's helped our receivers tremendously. It was just nothing earth-shattering there, but it was just two things. Number one, can you make simple easy? Just playing catch. Just play catch. And the other thing was, this is something he's not accustomed to doing. He's never liked it, but was willing to do if it was going to benefit the team. So that lets me know, even though he's firm in his resolve and in kind of his conviction, he's going to do what he thinks gives his team the best chance to have success too. So the wide receivers, because it's competitive and there's not a ton of if you're not Nair, Bonner, or Banks, you probably haven't played very much significant football, So I want to see the wide receivers, see if they can flourish.
There's a lot of bodies in that room, a lot of bodies in the defensive backs room.
That's why you may see the where did he call it, a shootout?
Yeah. So, that competition between each other has been great throughout spring from what I've been told, and then also just within their individual rooms. And so how can those guys maybe start to separate themselves and say, hey, these are the guys that we wanted to start counting on game days?
So that's interesting, right? Because you're going to need, I think today's like the first time where you're not getting coached up on the fly, where a guy can say, hey, split the hash, or, back up forward, don't give ground. Like, they're just going to let you play. And so we'll see in a hurry, especially if the ball is in the air as much as, which has kind of been talked about. Those guys, and you can have 3 or 4 of them at a time in sets, so you can see multiple players getting multiple reps at the same time. I'm looking forward to it.
When you talk about the culture and the standard and all of that with this football program and, being player-led, and I feel like this spring I've seen more of that. And a lot of it is those guys are familiar with what Coach Rule and this coaching staff are expecting. But, the guys like Isaac Gifford and Bryce Benhart and Ty Robinson Nash, you can go down the list of the guys that are really trying to also be coaches and bring those guys along. What does that say about, the direction this is headed and how much they believe in? And that's a good thing, right, when it starts to be player-led?
It's cool, and they sound a lot like their coaches, and that's what you want. You want your players to be an extension of you and take ownership, because we hear about it all the time. Sometimes we just don't get to see the practical application. Hey, player-led teams are the best teams, right? And, you can see, I watched Gifford a couple of weeks ago basically lead a DB drill. Right? A couple of guys weren't quite where they needed to be, and I think Coach Cooper was ready to, hey, he needed a timeout. And so Gifford took the drill over. You can see guys like Nash and Ty really command that defensive line group with Judy and Van Poppel and some of these Kai Wall and these young guys that are really learning how to practice and do the regimen. And it's kind of a weird term, but the coach in me it's a joy. It's a joy to watch, to see the protocol be so entrenched in how to do work that the coaches trust players to take it over, because that's when the real learning occurs.
Okay, so just a couple more minutes here left for us, but I got to get your thoughts before you head up to the booth. Who scores the first touchdown today?
I will go with... I'm going to go with...
I'm surprised you're not going right away with your guy.
Jalen Lloyd?
No, Isaiah Nair. I'm surprised.
I know. He's a stud. I'm going to go with Lloyd.
Jalen Lloyd.
I'm going to go with Jalen.
Is he going to be like a 50-yard touchdown?
Wouldn't that be something?
Is he going to carry it on from what he did last fall?
I'm going to go with Lloyd. No bias. He's just made a ton of plays this spring. He's been able to get vertical. Nair's a stud. You almost are going to get me to change my mind. But I'm going to go with Lloyd.
I think it's going to be a rushing touchdown. I've said it all week. I'm going to go with Emmett Johnson. Okay, so we got much more to come.
I hope it's Ives or Johnson. Two of my...
Yeah,
those
two of your guys
have got my attention.
We're just scratching the surface. We got much more to come leading up to kickoff in the annual Red White Spring Game presented by FNBO. Damon's going to head up to the booth and join Greg Sharpe. We've got exclusive interview with Coach Rule, and then we're also going to have a Cornhusker conversation with John Bullock. Keep it here. Much more to come here on our Huskers Radio Network pregame show.
Today's spring game broadcast is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker black shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We're recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas Equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance at your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to claas.com.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
This is Big Red Football.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
From sunup to sundown, you're in the field working hard to get the job done, and you deserve equipment that's right there with you. The Brandt high-speed disc is purpose-built to take on your longest days with heavy-duty components and robust construction that delivers legendary dependability. And with a $7,000 rebate on now, there's never been a better time to bring your operation up to speed. For details, visit Brandt.ca.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Leave running up and down the field to the guys in scarlet and cream this season and monitor your irrigation system remotely with FieldNet. Easily installed on any brand or age of pivot, FieldNet lets you monitor irrigation from anywhere, whether home or away, right from your phone or tablet. Check out the newly redesigned platform, making irrigation management easier than ever. See your local Zematic dealer or visit myfieldnet.com to learn how you can kick off your best season yet.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker black shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
This is the Husker Football Red-White Spring Game presented by Sarpy County Tourism. Plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Pregame show leading up to kickoff in the annual Red-White Spring Game. I'm Jessica Coody and excited to be joined by who Damon Benning just referred to as the nicest man in a 60-mile radius, also the Sarpy County Tourism Director, Fred Huey. Thanks so much for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. And yeah, Damon gets a little carried away at times.
You guys are having fun there during that break. Well, it's a great time to start planning your visit to Sarpy County vacation or weekend getaway. GoSarpy.com for everything you need to plan to or reach out to the office. But there's so many things to do. So let's start with some of the outdoor activities that you can do if you visit Sarpy County.
Well, I think one of the advantages we have is being still kind of a rural community. When people think of Sarpy County, they don't necessarily think of rural, but you got Schramm Park, with several dam sites, Fontenelle Forest, a lot of great opportunities to get outside. Fishing is actually quite good in Sarpy County. And so if you want to take a break and do a little mental health day and get outside, Sarpy County is the place to go.
And some great sporting events up there, too.
Yep. I always tell people we're the pro sports capital of Nebraska, and they sometimes disagree with me, but with, the Omaha Storm Chasers and Union Omaha, the, only two affiliated sports teams in the state, we're very fortunate, and I actually had a sellout Wednesday afternoon at Werner Park. Paul Skeens, the number one draft choice out of LSU, was pitching. Came into the game with an ERA of 0. The Chasers did score a run off of him, one earned and one unearned, but they lost the game. But you have 6,000 kids out there for a day getaway from school, and it was just a beautiful atmosphere.
I have not been up there, but I'm told those games up there are pretty fun.
They are, and we will have to work on getting you up there now. That's one of you're now on my to-do list.
Awesome. I'm excited. Okay, so it's not just, the sporting events. There's some outdoor festivals coming up, too. Can you tell us about some of those?
Yeah, actually, the Bellevue Berry Farm in May, they have 3 weekends of the Renaissance Festival, and then you start with the first week in June is La Vista Days, so you go into all of our community festivals. Bellevue Rocks, the Riverfront, Springfield Days, Pavilion Days is mid-June. So, throughout the summer, there's a lot of activities. And I always tell people, go to our website, GoSarpy.com. We have a community calendar, so if you're looking for anything to do. And the worst thing you could ever tell me is there's nothing to do in Sarpy County, because you probably are going to lose 20 minutes of your life.
Well, tell us about the Astro Theater. That looks awesome.
Oh, that's a great addition to the metro area. I mean, it's an indoor-outdoor facility. Indoor seating's about 2,500. Outside in the amphitheater, they can seat about 5,000. And a whole gamut of different music genres, from groups and names that I appreciate to some people I've never heard of, but my kids are pretty excited about going to. Tickets went on sale yesterday for Ringo Starr and his all-star band. I know he's been in Lincoln, but years ago I never thought you'd see a Beatle in Sarpy County. So we're pretty excited, and a lot of great concerts, and they are all listed on our calendar as well.
How do you guys go about figuring out who you want to bring in?
There's people much smarter than me to do that. My role is just to help promote it. The Astro is actually co-owned by Mammoth Promotions and 1% Productions out of Omaha. Mammoth is out of Kansas, and they are really experts in their field. So they know how to draw and balance it out, again, with the different musical genres. And they got something for us old folks, country, for the younger folks. So there's something to do for everyone.
I love that. Well, we can't forget to mention Nebraska Crossing, and there's a new store up there that you can check out.
Yeah, it's under construction. The opening date has not been announced, but Lego is coming to Nebraska Crossing, the first store in the state of Nebraska. And Rod Yates and his team do a great job out there attracting a lot of these new to the market businesses. And that was actually the #1 requested brand on their marketing surveys.
Really?
What store would you like to see? And Lego was #1.
That's awesome. You a Lego guy?
No, I just try to avoid stepping on them, not stepping on them, I guess. And from the kids are younger, and but the Durham Museum recently had a Lego exhibit, and my goodness, what they can do with the Legos is amazing.
Unbelievable. Hey, the director of player development here with Nebraska football, Gus Felder, is going to be excited. He's a big Lego guy.
Good.
Well, you excited for the spring game today?
I am. It's, the weather's going to be beautiful. Unfortunately, tough day yesterday for many parts of Nebraska, but, this is kind of what it's all about. As someone mentioned, said, well, we're guaranteed a win on Saturday, so we are. But, there's so many new faces, and I think Coach Rule is doing a great job. I had the opportunity to meet him late last summer, and just a good guy. I'm just looking forward to everything.
You got a pick for the first touchdown? You heard me asking Damon about that.
Oh, geez. I'm trying to think of I didn't pay attention to what he was saying. I see he's over there with his putter.
Oh, yeah, he's putting.
So, I don't know. I won't make a guess.
Hopefully, we see lots of touchdowns today,
Yeah.
offense and defense, right? Well, speaking of defense, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate your time again, Fred Huey with Sarpy County Tourism, and GoSarpy.com for all the updates on everything we just talked about, or to find out how you can get involved up there and all the fun stuff going on. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
All right, coming up next, we're going to hear a Cornhusker conversation. We've got John Bullock in the hot seat talking all things Husker defense. Keep it here on our Huskers Radio Network pregame show leading up to kickoff in the annual Red and White Spring Game.
Today's Spring Game broadcast is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
From sunup to sundown, you're in the field working hard to get the job done. And you deserve equipment that's right there with you. The Brandt high-speed disc is purpose-built to take on your longest days with heavy-duty components and robust construction that delivers legendary dependability. And with a $7,000 rebate on now, there's never been a better time to bring your operation up to speed. For details, visit brandt.ca.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentor.
We're recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Elections are right around the corner. If you want to make sure your voice is heard, it's more important than ever to know how, when, and where to vote. That's why AARP created an election guide that includes information on how to register, where to vote, and key voting deadlines. Stay informed so you can make your voice heard in the upcoming election.
Learn more at aarp.org/NE-votes.
This is Big Red Football.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker Black Shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentor.
We're recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails, play a round of golf, or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Elections are right around the corner. If you want to make sure your voice is heard, it's more important than ever to know how, when, and where to vote. That's why AARP created an election guide that includes information on how to register, where to vote, and key voting deadlines. Stay informed so you can make your voice heard in the upcoming election.
Learn more at aarp.org/NE-votes.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance at your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to claas.com.
If you're an unconditional, wholehearted, and ever so loyal Husker fan, you deserve to pay like one everywhere you go. With the free FNBO Husker Visa debit card. Fuel your fandom all season and beyond with a debit card just for you. It's free with any checking account from FNBO, the bank of Husker Nation. Get your free Husker Visa debit card at any branch or at fnbo.com/Huskers. Member FDIC.
This is the Husker Football Red-White Spring Game presented by Sarpy County Tourism. Plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Welcome back inside our pregame show leading up to the annual Red and White Spring Game. I'm Jessica Coody, and it's time for a Corn-Husker Conversation Spring Game edition. And it had to be the linebacker, John Bullock, Sr., that has taken on more of a leadership role this season. We've heard your name a lot. Thanks for being here, first of all.
No problem.
How excited are you? It's finally here, the spring game.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, it's great to be back in that stadium and seeing all the fans there supporting us. They never disappoint, so it's going to be a good time.
Well, I said it. I've talked to a lot of different guys on the defense, even guys on the offense that have brought up your name, how much you stepped into a leadership role with Luke Reimer, Nick Henrich, two guys that have been a huge part of this team. How has that evolved for you? How has that been like for you this spring, really being one of those voices for the defense?
It's come along pretty easily just because I was able to get a lot of reps last year, and it's kind of made me more confident in my role, more confident in what I'm doing, more confident in teaching the younger guys on what to do, what the standard is, how to approach everything that we do. So I think it's just become pretty easy this year just because I know I am the older guy in the room, so I don't have like a lot of guys to look to and help me out. Like, so it's more of a burden on me, but I think I like the challenge and I like to be able to help others and lead others. So I think it's been pretty good for me so far.
Coach White had talked the other day about, how you moved from, you were in the defensive backs room into linebacker, a year ago. Can you take me back to those conversations that you had with the defensive staff and Coach White of, hey, we think you might be a better fit at linebacker, and how you were receptive of that?
Yeah, I mean, in the winter, I started out as a safety, obviously. I don't know. I didn't feel too comfortable there, and the coaches kind of talked to me and were like, hey, I think you'd be better at linebacker. And I'm all for it. I mean, whatever the team needs, whatever they think I'm going to be best at, I want to excel in everything I do. So if that's linebacker, if that's D-line, I mean, if it's safety, running back, whatever they need me at. So I was pretty receptive to it because of just taking on a new challenge, a new opportunity to get better and to kind of start over almost and learn a new position. It was challenging at first just because I haven't played in the box ever since I've been in college. So, but I think I've been taking it pretty well, I'd say. And it was a good transition for me, and it was definitely the right move by them. So, good coaching on their part.
What do you like so much about that position? Why do you feel more comfortable there?
Just our defense is just so. It's enables you to be able to fly around a lot more. Like, you see things a lot clearly. You're not thinking a lot. There's not a lot of checks and just being around the game for 5 years, you know a lot of football. So just seeing formations, just knowing what the offense is trying to do to you. And I think that just has really helped me along. But yeah, I think just being able to fly around in that defense, because you feel free out there a lot. So I think that's really helped.
So after, you play last season, play a significant role, how do you feel different than now that you have a year under your belt, settling into that position and with this defense and with Coach Dvorak and Coach White?
Yeah, I feel a lot more confident, and I think you can tell on film. You can see that I'm more confident. I'm going faster than I usually am. I'm seeing things a lot quicker than I did before. Last year, obviously I knew what to do, but it wasn't at a speed that I would like to be at. Or should be at. Obviously, I made some plays, but there was definitely some plays I left out there that I could have made if I just had the confidence in myself, just trusting myself, having that belief. So I think that's one thing that I've really been working on this spring, is just trusting myself, knowing that I'm good enough, and just going out there and playing as fast as I can.
You're one of the guys that got honored with one of the single digits, which is a really big deal for this coaching staff and this program. When you hear that news, how special was that for you to know that you had been voted on to wear one of those single digits?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's probably my biggest accomplishment since I've been here, just knowing that my teammates think of me that way, and have that trust in me, that I'm one of the leaders on the team that can show the guys the way. But yeah, that was probably my biggest accomplishment since I've been here, and that was one of the proudest moments I've ever had. So, yeah.
What do you think went into that for you, for them to see you that way?
I think I've always been a very hard worker. I've always been a type of guy to take on challenges and adversity, whatever hits me, whatever comes at me, I'm always going to push through it. I'm always striving to get one better each day. I'm always trying to be a better person than I was the day before, whether that's in football or that's life. So I think them just thinking of me as like a good role model or someone they can go to talk about things, just being very open to each other, getting to know everybody, sitting with them at lunch, hanging out with them on the weekends, whatever it is, whatever it may be. But I think them just knowing that I'm a guy they can go to, and then them seeing that I'm the same person on the field as off, really kind of, said it.
So you guys did set a great standard last year, what you guys established in year one in this Tony White defense last year. You're coming back, one of the leaders, Isaac Gifford, you got Nash, Ty, the list goes on and on. As the leaders of this defense, how did you guys go into the spring wanting to raise that standard? What kind of challenge has that been for this defense, knowing, hey, we're not where we wanted to be even a year ago?
Yeah, we knew we had to raise the standard because, we still had guys that left from last year. So it's a whole new team. Like, we got new freshmen coming in. We got guys who left. Like Coach White said to us, this year's defense hasn't done anything. Mm-hmm. So just knowing that, not getting too ahead of ourselves and feeling obligated to anything or feeling like we've already gotten what we want. There's always more to get. So I don't know what defense we were ranked last year, top something, I don't know, pretty high though. But we want to be even better than that. We want to be able to push that standard even higher. So Coach White and all the coaches, all the coaching staff, even the players, the leaders are trying to push that standard to another level, even though some of the older guys aren't really playing a whole lot this spring just because they've had a lot of reps in the bank. Mm-hmm. But they're still trying to coach from if they're not playing. So just raising the standard and even showing the young guys what that standard is and how we play defense around here has been really a big emphasis this spring.
At what point for you did you think, okay, this defense is gonna be good, it's gonna work? After they started working with you guys a year ago and leading into the season, at what point did you think, okay, we're on the right path?
Honestly, I don't know. I always knew we had the players to do it. It was just having everyone being able to trust in each other and have belief. And I think once we bought into our standards, Coach Rule's standards, our standards, just how everybody played, and it was just so much different. Just the speed we played at, just the trust we had in each other. I mean, it's not a defense you see a whole lot, the 3-3-5. It's interesting. So I think offenses have a really tough time drawing up plays to beat it. And then when you mix that in with guys who can really play football and are really good and have been here for a long time, have a lot of experience, I mean, it's pretty deadly. So I think it was pretty relevant towards, probably middle of spring, like this could really work, like we could be really good.
Talk to me about some of the other guys in your room, the linebacker room, because with those guys leaving, and Mekhi Bayer's coming back with you, there's some young guys. Buddha, Javen Wright moves into that room. How excited are you about the way that this group as a whole has come along? Because it's not just one or two people. It's going to take a group of people, right?
Yeah, so I think the whole room is just very open to being coached, and I think that's very big, especially when you're young, because you have a lot to learn. And then, obviously we got Javen, we got Mekhi, got Steph, the new transfer from Syracuse. He played in this defense, so he knows what he's doing. He's able to coach other guys too. And got guys like Vincent Shavers, Jake Bauer, Gage Stanger, Michael Booker, our whole room really. But they've been really trying to set the standard. And I think our guys know what the standard is, and they play to a high level because they know, like in our room, this is how we're going to play.
What makes Coach Dvorak so good for you guys and bringing you guys along?
Coach Dvorak's the best. He's like a friend to you. He's going to give it to you. He's going to tell you what you did wrong, obviously, but he's always there for you whenever you need him. And I think a lot of guys in our room, we take that coaching very well. I think him being that way, he's very open, and he allows you to get close to him. So when he does harp on you, then you know, like you take it very serious because he's like a friend to you, and you respect him. I think just the way he coaches is just very important, and I think that I take it very well. His coaching, I like the way he coaches.
He thinks the world of you, obviously. What are some of the biggest things that you've learned from him that have helped you grow into the player that you've been since you've been working with him?
Yeah, I think I've grown a lot as a person under him, just getting to know him, just seeing how he goes about his day-to-day life, just talking to him, being in the film room with him. I think he's really helped me to be able to trust myself and just know that I'm a good player and can do everything that is asked. Just him, just being so open to me and being always transparent with me. I don't know. It's just, I can't take it for granted. He's just a great coach. So
that's awesome. Well, spring ball comes to a close with the spring game. So when you think about going back to day one practice to where you guys are going to be coming up on Saturday, did you feel like this team did what they needed to do over the course of this past, 6 weeks or so?
I think so. I think we came a long way because it's always hard when you have a lot of new guys, and because we have a lot of seniors and then we have a lot of young guys. There's not a lot in the middle. So there's a lot of veterans and then just a bunch of new guys. So I think we took a big step. I think our biggest point of emphasis is just on defense, at least, is just being consistent, because we'll have days that we play really well and then there's days where we kind of fall off a little bit. So I think what we really need to emphasize through the summer and fall camp through the season is just being consistent and staying consistent, because we can play really well when we play really well.
Mm-hmm.
But when we don't have a good day, then it's not a good day. So I think we've come a long way. I think there's obviously some things you got to work on. That's always going to be the case. You're never going to be perfect, but I would definitely say that we've come a long way, for sure.
What are the goals for the spring game, being that you're not going to put everything out there?
Yep.
Some guys are not going to be playing. So as a defense, how do you go approach what we need to get accomplished coming up on Saturday when you guys take the field inside Memorial Stadium?
Yeah, so we've had a standard this spring that's playing with uncommon effort, dominant contact, and knowing what to do. So if we're able to do that, just showing that, like, because we don't want to look like every other defense, we're just playing there to play defense. Like, we want to be the enforcers. We want to be the ones attacking everything. So, I mean, if we look like a bunch of headhunters out there, then I think that's what we're really looking for, just guys who want to fly around and look like they really love football and really want to play football. I think that's the biggest point of emphasis, because you're going to have plays where you make mistakes. You don't want to have those plays, but it's going to happen. But just being able to fly around, and yeah.
Who's going to score the first touchdown?
Oh, boy. Defense. You're going to get a pick six. There we go.
I figured you might go there, but I always like to ask that question, and so I like it. Defense, pick six. All right. John Bullock, appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
We'll look forward to seeing you guys on Saturday.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, this has been a Cornhusker Conversation brought to you by Teammates Mentoring. Inspire a student to shoot for success by becoming a Teammates Mentor. To learn how you can make an impact in your community, go to teammates.org. We've got more from Pregame coming up. This is Big Red Football.
Today's Spring Game broadcast is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. This is Big Red Football.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com. Leave running up and down the field to the guys in scarlet and cream this season and monitor your irrigation system remotely with FieldNet. Easily installed on any brand or age of pivot, FieldNet lets you monitor irrigation from anywhere, whether home or away, right from your phone or tablet. Check out the newly redesigned platform, making irrigation management easier than ever. See your local Zematic dealer or visit myfieldnet.com to learn how you can kick off your best season yet.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Let's pause 15 seconds for station identification on the Huskers Radio Network.
This is the Husker Football Red-White Spring Game, presented by Sarpy County Tourism. Plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Greg Sharpe back with you. It's the spring game today for the Cornhusker football team as they'll wrap up spring practice in 2024. And as we did every Saturday during the fall, or Friday night, a couple of games cases, a chance to sit down and visit with the Chancellor of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Rodney Bennett. I've missed you. It is great to see you. How have you been?
Now, Greg, you say you miss me. You have not missed me at all. I thought I'd been kicked to the curb. I have not talked to you and been on the air with you in so long. I've missed you, and I've missed sharing the great narrative of UNL with all of your listeners. So thank you for having me today. And isn't it great to be back in Memorial Stadium watching a little bit of Husker football?
Love it. Just love it. Lot of things happening on campus, but you're also preparing for the future as well. I know you're always out there actively recruiting. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, as you know, the lifeblood and the lifeline for the university is the recruitment of students. And embedded in the recruitment of students is also the retention of our students. And so we have been very aggressive over the last year, really meeting with families and students and high schools across the state of Nebraska and beyond, carrying what we believe to be a very positive message about why UNL, why the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, why the flagship, why the land grant, why Nebraska's research Big Ten university. And that message has been well received by all who we have had an opportunity to get in front of. We have visited more than 800 high schools, if you can believe that, and 370 of those 800 high schools have been right here in the great state of Nebraska. We have an amazing enrollment management, admissions, recruitment team that sort of deploys everywhere we need for them to go. And we're very hopeful that our yield for incoming first-year students this fall will be up. So it's good news on every front, but it's one of those for which we cannot afford to not be aggressive and not keep pushing the needle on. We also have a deep appreciation for there's a lot of work still yet to be done. We hear from people that we hadn't heard specifically, or they have not heard specifically from us with some of their kids. And so that's an area that our admissions team is always focused on. How do we reach the next generation of Huskers, and what platforms are they on in terms of social media? So if your listeners have ideas, our listeners, I guess I should say, have suggestions or ideas of things that we can do, we are always open to feedback and always open to getting in front of anybody who sees themselves attending the state's land grant flagship Big Ten institution.
I love it when you bring guests, and you did bring one today, James Volkmer, who leads the work in enrollment management. James, great to have you with us on the program. I'll have you grab that right there. Tell us a little bit, well, before, let's tell us about yourself. Tell our audience about who you are.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate you having me here today. Well, I grew up in Nebraska. I'm a proud two-time alumnus with an undergraduate finance degree and an MBA. I took my first role out of college in North Sioux City, South Dakota at the Great Gateway 2000. Later in my career, I had the opportunity to join Fortune 100 companies like Home Depot and Nike. After nearly 20 years in corporate finance across the nation and globe, the Cornhusker State pulled me back home. I returned to Nebraska to lead institutional effectiveness and data analytics here at the university. And over the last 2 years, I've been the interim leader for enrollment management.
James, tell our audience a little bit about what the landscape of college-bound undergraduate students is right now in Nebraska.
Well, the population of college-bound students in the states where Nebraska predominantly recruits from, which is Nebraska, Illinois, Minnesota, South Dakota, those populations are relatively flat. However, our student body does represent all 50 states. We have over 100 countries represented, and within Nebraska, students come from 91 counties. So at the heart of our mission as the flagship land-grant institution is our unwavering commitment to serving our Nebraska students and families first. We believe in access to education for all Nebraskans. This commitment is reflected in the Nebraska Promise program, which provides full tuition for Nebraska student families that have an adjusted gross income of less than $65,000.
James, there's been so much national dialogue pertaining to the importance of getting a college degree. How does that affect the college-bound population?
That's a good question, Greg. So at UNL, we're in the business of shaping future leaders who harness their unique strengths to making a meaningful impact and shaping a brighter tomorrow. So as part of the esteemed Big Ten Academic Alliance, our students choose from a diverse array of over 100 academic programs. They learn from faculty renowned for their expertise, and they engage in experiential learning opportunities like study abroad, internships, undergraduate research. There's truly something at UNL for everyone. Right, our students also join a network of over 200,000 alumni around the world, and chances are our listeners today probably know someone, right, who's made an impact in their community or industry who are alums of UNL.
I know we had a red letter day yesterday, a lot of young folks on campus taking tours, trying to make a college decision. For families that are listening out there, James, how can they prepare their students for Nebraska education?
Excellent question. Great timing of the year to be talking about this, Greg. So preparing your student for a UNL education is all about engaging them in the college search process early on in their high school career and encouraging them to explore their interests, excel academically, and get involved in the extracurricular activities that align with what their passions are. Right. Additionally, they should familiarize themselves with the admissions requirements, academic programs, support services. All those things will help ensure that smooth transition into college. But the best way for students to get a preview of what they can accomplish here at UNL is to schedule a campus visit, explore our academic summer camps, and join our mailing list at admissions.unl.edu.
Fantastic. Chancellor, we talk in the sports world all the time about recruiting. Well, that goes over to the academic world as well, and I think it's amazing to hear James and you lay out going out and visiting all these high schools. It's a big part of keeping the university on to the next stage.
Absolutely. And, Greg, one of the things that's really important for me, and when I think about the why for Nebraska families, we are working really hard to be in alignment with Governor Pillen and the initiatives that the governor has for the state of Nebraska. First and foremost is keeping the best and the brightest young people in the state of Nebraska and thinking about how we grow the next generation of business leaders and entrepreneurs and teachers and educators and ministers and hospital executives and the likes, go on and on and on. The governor has talked extensively about workforce development. He has talked extensively about job readiness of our students on day one. He's talked extensively about outcomes, thinking about not only the number of students that we enroll, but the number of students that we graduate and how we prepare those individuals to sort of take their place in leading the state. And so if I'm a resident of the state of Nebraska and I've got a college-bound student, I want my kid to go somewhere where the institution is in alignment with the initiatives of the governor and of the legislature. And I'm very proud that over the last almost year now that I've been chancellor, we've worked hard to develop and maintain those relationships with Governor Pillen and with members of the legislature.
Fantastic. Don't hide from me anymore. I miss you. James, good to see you as well.
Thank you, Greg.
Good to see you, Chancellor.
Greg, thanks for having us.
You bet. Chancellor Rodney Bennett with us here on our pregame. When we come back, I'll sit down with head football coach Matt Rural. That's coming up next here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Today's Spring Game broadcast is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker black shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance at your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to claas.com.
From sunup to sundown, you're in the field working hard to get the job done, and you deserve equipment that's right there with you. The Brandt high-speed disc is purpose-built to take on your longest days with heavy-duty components and robust construction that delivers legendary dependability. And with a $7,000 rebate on now, there's never been a better time to bring your operation up to speed. For details, visit brandt.ca.
This is Big Red Football.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hi, I'm Tom Osborne, former football coach and co-founder of the Teammates Mentoring Program.
And I'm Des Moines Adams, Husker black shirt and CEO of Teammates Mentoring.
We are recruiting teammates mentors and need caring adults to be in the lives of our students.
Meeting with a student once a week at the school can make a positive impact in their life and have a ripple effect in our communities.
Please join our team.
Go to teammates.org today.
Elections are right around the corner. If you want to make sure your voice is heard, it's more important than ever to know how, when, and where to vote. That's why AARP created an election guide that includes information on how to register, where to vote, and key voting deadlines. Stay informed so you can make your voice heard in the upcoming election.
Learn more at aarp.org/NE-votes.
Leave running up and down the field to the guys in scarlet and cream this season and monitor your irrigation system remotely with FieldNet. Easily installed on any brand or age of pivot, FieldNet lets you monitor irrigation from anywhere, whether home or away, right from your phone or tablet. Check out the newly redesigned platform, making irrigation management easier than ever. See your local Zematic dealer or visit myfieldnet.com to learn how you can kick off your best season yet.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Woodhouse has been delivering you confidence in car buying since 1975, and now we're giving you the convenience of doing it 100% online with Buy Now. Anytime, from anywhere, you can compare hundreds of hand-picked, safety-inspected, pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are available to purchase completely online. Shop smarter with personalized, estimated payments on all the inventory. Apply for financing and schedule your driveway delivery all online. Woodhouse, delivering a better way to car buy online with Buy Now.
This is the Husker Football Red-White Spring Game, presented by Sarpy County Tourism. Plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Welcome back to Pregame. Huskers getting ready for the red-white scrimmage, which will wrap up spring football here in 2024. For Coach, your second spring practice. Let's just kind of do a 30,000-foot view here to start. How much more comfortable do you feel coming through your second spring, and how much progress do you think the program has made?
Oh, I feel so much more comfortable knowing the university, knowing the players knowing what's expected of them. Last year this was like a really special moment for me, like kind of walking out there and, being in front of that crowd. I'm not used to a spring game having as many people as we have here. And so, this year, just understanding what it means to be here and having a great appreciation for our fans and for the game day experience, and our players understanding what's expected of them. I think we're light years ahead of where we were last year.
All right, let's bring it to the 14 practices leading to today. Progress, what have you seen?
Well, I think we're a much better football team on offense. I think our offensive line has really taken a step. Our defense is so challenging. And I think our guys have really, we'll see how we play, but have really embraced, hey, this is how we have to block all the movement, all the pressures. And I think we've made a step offensively in that regard. Our wideouts are explosive and dynamic, which has really helped our passing game. I think all three of the scholarship quarterbacks have done a great job this spring, battling and competing and making steps in the right direction. So I think offensively we're a better football team. Tristan as our kicker, Brian back as our punter, Camden Watucky as our snapper. Those guys have made a lot of progress for us, I'd say, as well. And then defensively, we have some guys who played a lot of football. But we have a lot of young players, and I've seen those young players make a real jump. So, we practice hard, and I think a lot of our guys have developed so far through that practice.
Visiting with Coach Worrell before the Huskers red-white spring scrimmage, you've dubbed it red-white shootout. So do you want it to kind of be a wide open game for your quarterbacks?
Yeah, I think we have to get out there and we have to mimic end of game scenarios, end of game situations, being in no huddle, moving the ball up and down the field, and putting a lot on their back. This can't be, hey, we line up and we just pound the ball and then we get to the fall and find out what these guys can do. We need to put the ball in the quarterback's hands, and they know the pressure of everyone's wanting to see what they can do. They know the pressure of what it takes to move the offense. They understand that they all want to play, and so we got to give them a chance to go show what they can do. And that's not when I say the quarterbacks, that they're an extension of the offensive line protection. They're an extension of the special teams getting them good field position, the backs getting open. So they're going to need all those guys to play at a really high level for them to be successful.
Staying on that side of the ball, you've added 2 transfer wide receivers. Impressed with what they've done in spring?
Oh, absolutely. Since the day Jamal Banks got here, he's been one of those transformational type young people who get here and impact the program. He's brought a maturity to that room that I think has really helped those guys. And then Nayor is just really, really explosive. And so, to me, big plays are contagious. You get guys making big plays, and then all of a sudden everyone starts making big plays. You get guys making contested catches, then all of a sudden everyone starts making contested catches. So I very much see that from those guys.
Defensively, heavy losses, graduation, and linebacker secondary. What about those spots coming through spring?
Yeah, this is going to be a really big game, for those guys. I think John Bullock, I don't know if a player, Chief Borders, John Bullock, those guys have really, really, really made steps. I mean, John's an NFL player, in my opinion, now. He's developed into that. Javen Wright made the move from corner to linebacker, from corner to safety to linebacker last year. Now that they've had a chance to be in the system, I think I see a lot of really good things from them. So for me, it's really about what can the other young players do. We know Makai's an excellent player. Vincent Shavers, Dylan Rogers, see that from them. And then in the secondary, losing Quentin Newsom, someone has to replace him. Losing Phelan Sanford, Omar Brown, someone has to replace those guys. So this will be a really good game for us to see the progress by those guys.
All right, let's talk about the weekend. How big of a weekend is this for the program, recruiting, atmosphere, all that?
It's massive. I mean, whether it's unofficial recruits or the official visitors we have, for them to come and see everything that Lincoln has to offer, everything that the state of Nebraska has to offer, and really everything that our fans and Husker Nation has to offer. I mean, that's why you come to Nebraska. You come to play spring games in front of, thousands of people. You come to play in a great stadium like Memorial Stadium. You come to play in front of legends, former players, that expect a standard from you. So it's huge for that. And then, be able to, after the game, be able to take recruits downtown and have them walk around downtown and see the fans and, go to the baseball game or softball game, see the new Osborne Legacy Complex, opening up officially now. I mean, it's a lot of really big things for us.
Yeah. You mentioned former players. This is kind of a gathering point for them. They love to come back for the spring game. And you've really embraced that. You want them to be part of this program, don't you?
No doubt. I mean, we stand on their shoulders, and I want our players to understand that, the players that come in the future will be standing on their shoulders. And so, you have to take the legacy that a Will Shields left. You have to take the legacy that an Eric Crouch, Tommy Frazier, all those guys left, and then you have to build off of it in the future. And that to me is really important, that you know where you came from and also understand what your responsibility is. So I love having those guys here. I expect our guys to play good football when those guys are watching.
Sounds like one of your favorites, Amir Abdullah, may be here.
I'm so happy he's here, man. He's one of the best people I know. One of my favorite people I coached in the NFL. When he texted me the other day and said he was going to be in town, man, I was fired up. I just love him as a person. There's nothing he wouldn't do for people. He's a great football player, but he's a much better even man, and really good to have people like that around our players.
All right, lastly, mechanics for the game. What kind of game will the people see, and then finally, what do you want to see out of today?
Yeah, we're going to see it. We're going to play a game. The special teams won't be live; they'll be thudded, just because of the injuries and contact and all that. But we're going to tackle. We're going to play. And I want to see us. I want to see us play our brand of football. What I mean by that is it's not the plays. I want to see us execute. I want to see us play with confidence. And really what I want to see is that, what I see in practice show up in the game. Sometimes with young people, when people are watching, they try to do something different. I just want us to play with the same swagger and confidence that we have at practice. If we do that, there'll be some bad things that happen, but we'll play right through it. And that's kind of what the game of football is all about.
Very good. Understand you may join us later in the game.
You know what? I don't do anything when I'm standing on the field anyway. So, I remember as a player, our spring games, Coach Paterno would go up in the radio booth and he would talk and it'd be an honor to go up there and share it with you.
We will look forward to that. Thanks, Coach.
Absolutely. Thank you.
More pregame coming up next here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Today's spring game broadcast is brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Sarpy County, where great food, drink, shopping, concerts, and fun await you. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas Equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance in your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to claas.com.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails. Play a round of golf or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
This is Big Red Football.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks, making them America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. Introducing the new 2024 Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty, the 2024 North American Truck of the Year. This is the next generation of built Ford tough.
Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a brand new 2023 F-150 only at your Midwest Ford dealers.
Husker fans, springtime in Sarpy County means sports and outdoor activities. Catch an Omaha Storm Chasers baseball game or a Union Omaha Pro soccer match at Werner Park. Visit Fontenelle Forest, where you can enjoy tree rush adventures or hike and bike on one of the many trails, play a round of golf, or experience great fishing. Relax, refresh, and rediscover yourself with a springtime trip. Plan your adventure at GoSarpy.com.
Hey, Husker fans, get ready to elevate your game with Ag Equipment by Claas. Featuring a wide range of tractors and harvesters, including the award-winning Lexion Combine, built right here in Nebraska. Claas equipment isn't just made, it's made for more. Get more value, efficiency, and winning performance at your field this season with Claas. Visit your Claas dealer today or go to CLAAS.com.
It's being well supported by a provider who understands your health interests and goals. It's ensuring you are well connected to a team of caregivers and specialists. It's feeling well cared for by having someone you can turn to who sees you for you. That's the power of being well matched. And that's exactly what CHI Health Clinic's My Provider Match does. Meet the provider who is right for you at myprovidermatch.com.
Tickets are on sale now for the Hy-Vee IndyCar Race Weekend Concert Series. Saturday, July 13th, see Luke Combs and Eric Church. And Sunday, July 14th, see Post Malone and Kelsey Ballerini live in concert. One ticket per day gets you into a race and 2 concerts. Tickets on sale now at HyVeeIndyCarWeekend.com.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
This is the Husker Football Red-White Spring Game, presented by Sarpy County Tourism. Plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
Greg Sharpe, Damon Benny, welcome you back inside the Auto Company's broadcast booth. The Huskers out warming up, getting ready for this red-white scrimmage, which will be practice 15 as they wrap up spring football in 2024. Before we get any further, I do want to echo the comments that Jessica and Damon made earlier about our hearts, thoughts go out to all the folks affected by those storms yesterday, particularly up in the Elkhorn area, and I know Waverly got hit, and there was some